Hello everyone, I'm Golaneshni. I'm here to present network security requirements, issues, and challenges. So, sensor network challenges. It's extending the lifetime of the sensor network, building an intelligent data collection systems. Sensor networks topology changes very frequently and it uses a broadcast communication paradigm, whereas most networks are based on point to point communication. So, sensors are very limited in power or computational capacities and memory. It is very prone to failure and also may not have global identification because of the large amount of overhead. Sensors are densely deployed in large numbers. The problem can be viewed in terms of collision and congestion. So, to avoid collision, sensors that are in the transmission range of each other should not transmit simultaneously. So, ad hoc deployment requires that the system identifies and copes with the resulting distribution and connectivity of nodes, and the dynamic environmental conditions require the system to adapt over time to changing connectivity and system stimuli. Then, how ad hoc sensor networks actually operate? So, an ad hoc sensor network is a collection of sensor nodes forming a temporary network without the aid of any central administration or support services. That is, there is no stationary infrastructure such as base station. So, the sensor node uses wireless radio frequency transceivers as their network interface. So they communicate with each other using multi-hop wireless link. So each sensor node in the network also acts as a router. So forwarding data packets for its neighboring nodes. Then how ad hoc sensor network operate? Actually, the ad hoc network must deal with frequent changes in topology. This is because the sensor nodes are prone to failure and also new sensor nodes may join the network to compensate the failed nodes or to maximize the area of interest. So, self organizing sensor network and dynamic routing protocol that can efficiently find routes data. Then how ad hoc sensor networks operate? Work in a clusters for the tiny sensor to coordinate among themselves to achieve a large sensing task in a less power consumption. Each cluster assigns a cluster head to manage its sensor. The advantages of clustering allows the sensor to efficiently coordinate their local interactions in order to achieve global goals. Then scalability, improved robustness, more efficient resource utilization, low energy consumption, and a robust link or node failure and network partition. So network security requirements, issues and challenges. So some of the characteristics of wireless sensor networks: so no central node, self-organization, large scale, volatility of network topology, multi-hop routing, data-centric network. Then some issues and challenges and various security constraints of sensor networks. Actually have some node constraints, network constraints, physical limitations, and energy consumptions. So examples of possible applications: sensor are deployed to analyze remote locations, the motion of a tornado, fast detection, fire detection in the forest. Sensor are attacked to taxi cabs in large metropolitan areas to study the traffic conditions and plan routes effectively. Wireless parking lot sensor network that determines which spots are occupied and which spots are free. So, wireless surveillance sensor networks for providing security in a shopping mall, parking garage, or at some other facilities. So, multi-sensor networks to detect, locate, or track enemy movements. So, sensor networks can increase alertness to potential terrestrial threats. Thank you. Thanks for listening.